My name is Chide Dumobala, and today I'm going to be talking about human immunity. Um, First, I'm going to describe the first and second line of defense, and I'll be giving specific examples. The skin is one of the first lines of defense, and it defends the body by providing a physical barrier to prevent pathogens from entering the body. The skin has three layers that helps in this defense. The epidermis, which is the outer layer of the skin and can be physically seen. The dermis, this lies below the epidermis, and then the subcutaneous layer, which is the layer of the skin that is the deepest, which is the deepest layer of the skin. The epidermis is a waterproof coating that reproduces itself every 28 days to replace the old ones. It protects the body from external environment. It produces melanin, which gives skin color and protects the body from ultraviolet rays and prevents pathogens like microbial organisms, chemical irritants, and toxins from infecting the body. We also have the mucous membrane as a first line of defense. This is found in most internal parts of the body and orifice. It is coated with secretions that fight and protect the body from pathogens. For example, the eyes, which contains lysosome, an enzyme that attacks bacteria and protects the eye from infections. It is also found in the nose, where it secretes mucus that moistens the air and traps pathogens from entering the body. It's also found in the gastrointestinal tract, which contains bile, pancreatic enzyme, and stomach acid, which all helps in destroying most pathogens that get into the stomach while absorbing new food nutrients into the body. This is very effective because the pH level in the stomach is low and most pathogens cannot survive in such environments. The urinary system is protected by the urethra, which has a long structure in males that prevent pathogens from getting into the body, because this is where urine is being passed through from, and it helps flush away pathogens that get into the urinary system. In females, where the urethra is shorter, it's easier for pathogens to enter the body, but emptying the bladder regularly helps prevent infections. The female genitalia. The female genital tract contains lactobacilli, a bacteria that mobilizes glycogen in cervical secretions, forming lactic acid. The acid level of a healthy female vagina, is 4.5. This stops the growth of harmful bacteria and the survival of protective bacteria in the vagina. The second line of defense: inflammation and fever. Inflammation is a localized response to tissue damage. It allows more blood into the affected area and also makes the cells in the area open up, allowing white blood cells into the infected area, making the area inflamed. Other cells that make up the immune system, like proteins, also gather in the affected area, causing more inflammation and pain because of the pressure it applies on the nerve cells. It also increases the body heat of the affected area, which is fever, which until healing, which prevents the growth of any bacteria in the affected area and also helps in the healing process. Inflammation is continuous until healing occurs. Pus is produced at the healing site, which is debris of the fight between the immune system and the pathogens. Once healed, the affected area returns to normal. The roles of macrophages complement protein and cytokines. Macrophages are formed by white blood cells, also called monocytes, to fight pathogens by eating them up. When tissues is damaged, the cells around the damaged area is opened up, releasing white blood cells, monocytes, which then form macrophages, which then leaves the bloodstream and goes into the tissues where it fights pathogens. They recognize pathogens. They also encapsulate pathogens and also destroy pathogens in a process called phagocytosis. They provide immunity to the body. They produce memory cells called antigens, which helps in to prevent reinfection. They help develop non-specific immunity. They make microorganisms inactive. They play a vital role in healing damaged tissues. They eliminate dead neurons, old red blood cells, dead cells, and also initiate immune response. Proteins identify pathogens to phagocytes through a process called osmonization. They rupture cell membranes of pathogens. They induce inflammation to fight infections. They trigger blood clotting when blood vessels are damaged. They help in the healing process. They fight pathogens in the absence of antibodies. They protect the host cells from pathogens. Cytokines regulate innate and adaptive immune response. They stimulate cell movement to an infected area. They produce monokines, which destroy pathogens and helps in the healing process. They are lymphokines, which transmit messages between T cells. They are interferons, which protects the body from viral infection. 2.1 Explaining the third line of defense. Specific immunity or acquired immunity is when the immune system learns how to fight or destroy a pathogen when it first enters the body, as it memorizes the antigen of that pathogen using T cells and B cells, so that next time the infection reoccurs, infection is recognized, fought, and destroyed. Specific and acquired immunity relies on antigens, which are specific substances found in foreign microbes to defend the body from pathogens. Hypersensitivity is the repeated exposure of the immune system to an antigen which causes an autoimmune response where the body fails to tolerate its own antigens, making the immune system attack healthy cells and tissues. For example, rheumatoid arthritis, where the immune system attacks the cells that line the joints by mistake, causing pain, swelling, stiffness to joints of the hands, wrists, or feet. Roles of different types of immune cells. Neutrophils are phagocytes which block, disable, eat, and ward off pathogens from the body. They help in repairing damaged tissues. They mount immune response in the body. Lymphocytes are T and B cells. T cells are helper cells which release lymphokines to help regulate immune functions in the body. Stimulates the growth of other types of T cells and helps B cells grow. They amount to 75% of the T cells. Cytotoxic T cells defend the body against virus infections. They reject tissue grafts and also fight tumors. They release a protein called perforin, which they use to perforate infected cells by attaching itself to the cells, then puncturing the cell and causing the cell to self-destruct. Suppressor T cells regulate helper and cytotoxic T cells and protects the body against autoimmune attack. B cells produce antibodies to prevent reoccurrence of an infection. Memory B cells alert the body of previous infections.